Last night, I dreamed I was teaching in a new classroom, except it had layers of stuff on the walls from 3 other teachers across 20 years of teaching. I couldn't find anything, and I couldn't change the setup because I didn't know what was important to my colleagues. It was awful. Am I the only one to ever have a classroom setup nightmare? Maybe. But the thing is, where you teach and how it feels really does help to shape your year. So, what can you do right now, June, the final push to summer, to leave yourself a beautiful, organized space to return to at back to school season? Today's episode will give you 7 steps you can take right now to make your August exponentially lighter. If you can find time for these steps now, I really believe you'll head into summer feeling better, feeling more confident about your return at the end of summer. Have you been wondering how to get started with student podcasting? Would you like to get your students thriving inside this 21st century medium without feeling worried about tech issues and platform choices? I'm now opening the doors to my free summer workshop, Camp Creative. Over the course of 3 days, I'll give you everything you need to banish those fears over podcasting technology, platforms, and privacy issues, and start seeing your students thrive with creative podcasting projects instead. You'll get my favorite models and listening activities for helping students connect to podcasts before they create their own, done-for-you curriculum for launching your first project, and the easiest tools and platforms for recording and sharing student work in a safe way. Just as in Camp Creative's past, each day's training, packed with resources and tips, will arrive in your inbox, ready for you to explore when you have time. You'll find the link to sign up in the show notes over at nowsparkcreativity.com. I can't wait to work with you during this free summer session. Welcome to the Spark Creativity Teacher Podcast, a podcast for English teachers looking for more creativity, more engagement, more joy, and no more scripted curriculum, lesson planning ruts, or boring book lists. I'm Betsy Potash, and I'm honored you're trusting me to help. You're not alone on this creative journey anymore. All right, step 1, clean out the clutter. Maybe you've watched The Home Edit. Maybe you've watched Marie Kondo. Maybe you know all about decluttering. There are some simple steps. Donate trash, get rid of anything you don't want. Donate the unpopular books that are just taking up space on your choice reading shelves. Go through all those projects and papers you've collected from students over the years and just keep the very best models. Toss whatever you can. Leave your desk looking clean, looking spare, so that you can add things next year that make you happy. This step might just be the biggest, right? It's going to take some time to go through and trash and donate all that extra stuff. But that clearing out is going to provide room for all of your new projects and ideas, the new inspiration that's going to come with next year. And it's going to feel good to have that sense of spaciousness when you get back. Number 2 is similar. Clean out and organize your Google Drive. Now, I've had a full blog post on this in the past, which I'm going to link from the full show notes on my website. But this can be a really gratifying task at the end of the year, so you feel like you're digitally organized moving into next year. Clean off your desktop. Create one of those fun wallpapers that sort of has categories like great project models, curriculum for English 10, curriculum for English 12, committee work, and then drop the folders that you want in each of those categories into that location on the desktop. I always do this. My computer has been organized like this for a really long time. I absolutely love it. It makes me feel like I know right where to find everything. And then in Google Drive, see if you can create a system that you like there too. You can do simple things like add numbers to your folders so that they go in the order that you want. Whatever you number 001 can go up to the top, 002, right after that, 003. You can change the colors of all your folders so that you kind of have them in thematic groupings. You can put emojis in your folder titles. That's another way to categorize them or just to make yourself smile when you click into a folder. Create an archive folder where you can just dump stuff, where you're like, I might want this someday in a decade if I ever teach this again. Just make a big giant archive folder where you can dump stuff that you're not really using but you don't want to get rid of. If you can kind of get your Google Drive into more order than it's in now, that's a huge win, because for all of us, Google Drive becomes quite a sort of clutter closet. Okay, next, while it's fresh in your mind, write down some of the things that you loved this year, the things that went so well that you do not want to forget to use again. Maybe it was some form of parent communication. Maybe it was a project where you just felt like, wow, this was incredible. I definitely want to do this again. Maybe it was your system for what early finishers would do, or your system of keeping track of grades, or whatever it was. Like, if you have something that was a best practice this year, jot it down in a notebook or on a Post-it or on a doc, which you have in the very center of your desktop, just to remind you after 2 months of summer joy, yes, I need to remember to do this again. Similarly, make yourself a tiny list of things that you'd like to improve, or that you were inspired to create this year, but you just didn't have time to create. And then if you have time over the summer, if you start to feel like, hey, I'd kind of like to work for an hour today, you can go back to that list and say, oh, right, I wanted to create contemporary book clubs, or I wanted to create a new performance poetry unit, or whatever's on your exciting to-do list. Another thing you can do now that will really help take the pressure off in August is just choose your activities for the first week. There's something about knowing that even when back to school hits, you've planned that first week. You love what you're going to do. It's going to be fantastic. That just takes a little pressure off June and July, right? It's like planning for Monday before going into the weekend, or planning for the day after holiday break before going home in December. If you can plan that first week back and feel confident in it, it's just going to be more relaxing for you. Then think about any books you might like to read this summer, either so that you can showcase them in your choice reading library, or because you're going to tweak something in your full class curriculum, and order or request at the library or request on Libby all of those books now. Sometimes it takes a while for books to come in. If you're waiting for them on Libby, sometimes it's like you are 27th in line and this book will be available in 6 weeks. So the sooner you can sort of put yourself in line or put the book on order, the easier it's going to be for you to read through whatever you want to read this summer. Then finally, take a last look around your now beautiful, decluttered classroom space and make a short list of anything you might like to be on the lookout for this summer. Maybe there's one genre in your classroom library that you want to build up, like you're looking for mysteries, or you're looking for more poetry collections. And that can be a fun little mini project over the summer. Or maybe you want to add hanging plants to your classroom, and so you're going to jot that down. And look for like cuttings from your friends this summer, or plant sales. Maybe you want to grab string lights, or pretty backing paper for your bulletin board, or a bean bag for one corner, or a tapestry for a bare wall, whatever, right? It's kind of fun to just look at your space, think about what you want to be on the lookout for, and then just like stick that paper in your wallet, or have that list on your phone, so that when you're out and about over the summer, you can kind of check off those things. And that will help you enjoy your space more come next year. If you're really feeling inspired and you want to get your classroom dreams down on paper fully, you might even create a mood board with ideas. You can think about your colors. You can think about the kind of different zones of your classroom. You can think about what you already have and how you can match with the look and feel that you have going. All right, so that's it. Those are the 7 steps, the end of year checklist that you can go through now for a better August. Just to review them one more time, you can clean out the clutter. You can clean it out in your classroom, and you can clean it out digitally. You can write down a little list of things you loved from this year that you want to use again. You can write down a little list of projects you might want to do this summer if you have time. You can choose your first week activities. You can order or request any books you want to read. And you can take one last look around your classroom and make yourself a quick list of things you might want to be on the watch for this summer. Thanks so much for joining me today for this quick episode about what you can do now to make August easier, the clean up and clean out checklist. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay creative.